damn it. I don't even know. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to go upstairs anyway. Well, while y'all coming in, I'm going to change. So give me a second because it's hot and what I'm about to put on does not match at all. So I gotta change my clothes. Give me 1 second, here I come. I don't know, I just got hot real quick. Just anxiety. When you realize things, you can handle them a little bit better. And because I know I'm stressing about my mom's burial date, whatever you call it, I'm a little stressed. All right, so I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to change my clothes because I was hot. So if you give yourself, this is only going to be, let me write this down real quick. I got to put, hold on 1 second. Put deodorant back on. Okay. I had changed into something else, but I was still hot. So remember that if you're driving or operating any heavy machinery, don't do this, okay? And I have to write down. I should fix myself, huh? Sorry. I should write down. Let me write down this real quick that I cannot. Well, am I in the wrong? I did this wrong again. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's see, real quick. I think I did this wrong again. I might have to go out and back in. I hope not. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, not Instagram. So view my channel. I think I did I did. Let's see. Hi, Angel. I can't see the comments. Hi, Angel. I can't see the comments. Thank you. Let's see. Remember. Okay, now I can. I can't see the comments when we are meditating. Thank you. Okay, I couldn't see the comments. No, I can't. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to go out and back in. I'm so glad I don't have to. Okay, so hang on 1 second. I'm sweating here. Y'all ready? Okay, so this is Master Shri get them up here. Hold on 1 second. This isn't my meditation today because I need to set some intentions, right? Let's see. You do? Thank you. You know, I got it at this place called it might have been Marshall's or TJ Maxx or something. Thank you. Shade. It's got, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the little sparkles on the top right here? Thank you. I appreciate you. I got this because why would I say that? Let's see. Firein Sama. Why would I say that? I don't even know what it means. You know, if I knew what it means, then I might, but I don't know what it means. I'm sorry. I can't say it. You could say something in my language. Oh, that's your name? Okay, Samay. So how is it your name when it says Sama? Good morning, Nazir. Is that Nazir? Why are you sorry, Shade? Shade, don't be sorry. What? Don't be sorry. You didn't do anything. Don't be sorry. No need to be. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Can you know what happened yesterday? This lady complimented me on my bracelet, and I didn't know because the color is turquoise. She thought it was turquoise, beige, and brown, and it's actually turquoise. No, she thought it was blue, beige, and brown, but it's actually turquoise, gray, and black, and brown. You as well, Nazir. Thanks for coming through, you guys. I appreciate you. I really do. Okay. So this is, here we go, right? This is the meditation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shade, I really appreciate you. You made me feel good this morning. Thank you. Okay, so.
This is the 23-minute audio that we.
Okay, so here we go, you guys. Give yourself 10 minutes. Even you younger people that think it's boring or whatever, meditate with me for 10 minutes and see how you feel. See how your day is. You know why? Because a lot of people think, and I used to think this as well, a lot of people think that meditation is just so boring. It's for boring people, and what it's for everybody. And you know what? I used to not. But now that I do, when I come in contact with negative stuff, throw it away. Because you realize that it's not you they're coming at. It's how they feel inside themselves, right? And they project it out. And I mean, there's a couple people in my life that I can't or I have not gotten rid of because they're so close and I love them that can pull me out. But I try very hard not to. Anybody else? I had to act ugly a couple of times. You know, the beast is not dead. She's just asleep.
And it will come.
I don't know who said that. Oh, I didn't say that. Somebody said that. I did. This is Master Shriya Karshna on YouTube.
Visualize, and it will come. Welcome to this powerful law of attraction visualization, where we'll unlock your energies, raise your vibrational frequency, connect to the universe and set some powerful intentions through visuals. If you just allow yourself to be calm and peaceful, be comfortably seated with your palms facing up to allow the energies to circulate, and just gently close your eyes and just focus lightly towards your breath. Take a deep inhale and gentle exhale. And as you continue with the slow, deep inhale, exhale, you're just allowing yourself to settle yourself more and more into this very moment. As you get comfortable and relaxed, with all your focus towards the sound of your breath and no thoughts. Inhale. Exhale. I'd like you to visualize a bright light towards the third eye. Almost like a portal is opening up. Allow that light to become brighter and brighter. Allow it to become brighter and brighter. Almost like the sunlight is shining in your eyes with your eyes closed. It's a powerful portal. It's inviting. It's calming, it's cleansing. This powerful white light. And allow it, as you visualize, for it to continue to expand. Expand that light further and further. Brighter and brighter. And just allow yourself to start feeling the energies of this light. It's powerful. The vibrations of love and positivity are strong. And allow yourself to feel connected with these energies as it connects with your heart center. And you feel it connecting. And slowly, slowly allow your energies to merge with this bright light, so that you almost see yourself floating up towards the third eye and in through the portal, arriving there. As you visualize and you see the light is all around you, the bright light. I'd like you now to visualize yourself standing there with absolute confidence, holding a strong power pose, knowing that you're just about to embark on a powerful journey. This journey towards your greatest manifestations. And just keep breathing, inhale, exhale. As you settle in this visualization, you're stood there right in the center of the bright light. And you visualize yourself allowing yourself to slowly step forward, stepping forward into the new you, into your new reality. And as you visualize yourself stepping forward into this space, I'd like you now in the far distance to start bringing in the visual of your manifestation. Allow the image to start to appear. That thing that you want to attract, that situation, that scenario, just allow it, that imagery to start coming in from the distance. Focus intensely towards this visual. What is happening? Where are you? And who are you with? And just see it playing in the far distance. See it playing there. What is happening? How beautiful is this manifestation? And as you see it in the far distance, I'd like you to feel that excitement. That excitement that all you visualize, it will come. And you are now stepping forward. Visualize yourself to start stepping forward into that space. And breathe, inhale, exhale. As you continue walking forward into this space, continue to walk forward into the visualization, into the scenario, into your manifestation. Walk into it like you're walking into a movie. And once you enter into that environment, that surrounding, that dream, that goal, as you step into it, feel the sensation throughout every cell of your body that now, right now in this very moment, you are claiming your manifestation. You are here now in this very moment, witnessing, experiencing, feeling every sensation of this manifestation. See it clearly all around you right now. What is happening? What is your manifestation? Where are you? What does it look like? Who is with you? And start allowing for the rest of your senses to come into play. See it clearly as if it's happening right now. Your greatest dream, your goal, your manifestation. See it clearly. Look all around you. What is happening? How beautiful is it? How excited are you? And start allowing yourself to also hear the sounds in this space. Hear what are the sounds that are in this manifestation. What does this space smell like, taste like, feel like? As you are fully encompassed in this visual, allow yourself to feel every sensation of it. Feel that excitement, that joy, that liberation, that blissful feeling and knowing that Your manifestation is already done. And you are here now, witnessing it. It's beautiful. It's powerful. Just know that your manifestation in this moment is already done. Feel the sensations through every cell of your body. And slowly draw this energy in. Take a slow inhale. Draw it into every cell of your body. Claim it. Claim your manifestation now and exhale. Bring these energies in from outer reality into this physical reality. And allow your energies to come back into this very moment, here now. As you claim your manifestation in this physical reality. And in your own time, just allow your energies to slowly come back. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and come back here now.
Isn't that nice?
Namaste.
Isn't that nice? Right? Shade. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice, you guys? I love that. So, happy Monday. I did not say it earlier. Happy Monday. I don't know where I put my... Wait, hold on. Maybe I have it in my little tray. But I'm gonna... Oh, here's right here. Now I'm gonna do my face because the way these eyes been... Trying to think, what could we listen to? You have any ideas? Let me know. You want to listen to something? Oh, I guess it's time for more, huh? Good. Because I'm struggling. Let's see, what could we listen to? Oh, we could listen to one of those stories. Wait a minute, hold up. I have to go out of here. I like listening to stories. Wait a minute. So hot. Get out of there. Happy Monday. Remember, happy Monday. And remember, don't let anybody steal your joy today. Because we have no time for that. Let's see. What is it? What would it be under stories? Let's see. Charlotte Drope. That's what I listen to sometimes, Charlotte. Stories. Let's see. My dad. My mom. Me. No. I don't even want to say it. Let's see. So this gonna be some right? Okay, here we go. I don't like that like that type of stuff. Wait, hold on. Okay, so okay, here we go. Let's see. I don't like that young. Some stuff is like for 13 and 14-year-olds, and I'm just not into. You can tell that my grandmother really made me be a child. Like my grandmother made me stay in a child's place. So now that I'm 50, I'll be 55 next week. Now that I'm 55, I just don't like stuff like that. It's just.
Do not buy new windows if you live in
Kids that
Massachusetts.
age.
Americans living in zip codes starting with 01.
I heard my husband Mason and his brother Samuel planning my accident through our baby monitor. They thought I was asleep upstairs, but I was in the nursery. By morning, Jessica Williams had vanished without a trace, and they had no idea. Their perfect victim had become their worst nightmare. 3 days. That's how long it's been since I disappeared from my own life. Since I heard the two men I trusted most in this world calmly discussing the best way to kill me. 3 days since I learned that my loving husband of 8 years and his devoted brother had been planning my death with the same casual tone they'd used to discuss weekend fishing plans. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from, and if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow I've saved something extra special for you. I'm sitting in a rental car outside a coffee shop in Portland, Oregon, 400 miles from the life I knew in Sacramento, watching the rain streak down my windshield as I plan my next move. But before I tell you how I'm going to destroy them, let me take you back to that moment when everything shattered. The moment when Jessica Williams, the trusting wife and successful real estate developer, died, and someone much more dangerous was born. It started like any other Tuesday evening. Mason, my husband, had invited his brother Samuel over for dinner, something that happened at least twice a week. Samuel, recently divorced and struggling with his construction business, had been leaning on us heavily for both emotional and financial support. I'd been nothing but welcoming, even lending him $50,000 to keep his company afloat when the banks turned him down. I was supposed to be at my evening yoga class, had been going religiously every Tuesday for 3 years. But that night, I'd felt exhausted. The stress of managing my latest development project, a luxury condominium complex worth $12 million, had been weighing on me. So I'd texted my instructor, claiming a headache, and decided to surprise Mason with his favorite home-cooked meal instead. The irony isn't lost on me now. My decision to skip yoga that one time, a decision meant to show love and care, ended up saving my life. I'd parked in the driveway quietly, not wanting to ruin the surprise. Our house, a beautiful craftsman-style home in one of Sacramento's most prestigious neighborhoods, had always felt like a sanctuary. Now it feels like a crime scene. I'd entered through the back door, planning to start cooking immediately, when I heard voices from the living room. Nothing unusual there. Mason and Samuel often discussed business, sports, their shared frustration with Samuel's ex-wife Valerie's demands for higher alimony payments. I was actually pleased they were bonding. Samuel had been in a dark place since his divorce finalized 6 months ago. But something in their tone made me pause. There was an intensity, a seriousness that felt different. I found myself lingering in the kitchen, straining to hear, when Samuel's words hit me like a physical blow. "The insurance policy is solid," he was saying, his voice low but clear. $2 million, and she just increased it last month for the new business venture. My blood turned to ice. They were talking about my life insurance policy, the one I'd updated when I'd taken on the condo project, the one Mason had encouraged me to increase, saying it was smart business practice for someone managing such large investments. "The construction site is perfect," Mason's voice replied, and I had to grip the kitchen counter to stay upright. "Accident-prone areas everywhere, a scaffolding collapse, maybe a crane malfunction. Samuel, you know those sites better than anyone." Samuel. My brother-in-law, whom I'd trusted, whom I'd helped financially, whom I'd welcomed into our home like family. He was planning to kill me at one of his construction sites. When? Samuel asked, and the casual nature of the question made my stomach lurch. Soon. The condo project closes escrow next month. Once that's finalized and the money hits our accounts, we move. Jessica's been so stressed about the project lately, working late, visiting the sites constantly. No one would question her being there after hours. I realized with growing horror that they'd been watching me, studying my patterns, noting my habits. Every late evening I'd spent at the construction site, every time I'd mentioned feeling overwhelmed by the project's demands, they'd been cataloging it all, building their narrative. What about afterward? Samuel continued. The investigation, the questions? Mason's laugh was cold, unfamiliar. Two grieving brothers, devastated by the loss of a beloved wife and sister-in-law. You'll inherit the construction company expansion. Loan will take out in Jessica's name next week. I'll inherit everything else. We'll sell this house, the business, everything. Split it down the middle like we always planned. Like they always planned. The words echoed in my mind. How long had they been planning this? Months, years? She trusts us both completely, Samuel added, and I could hear the smile in his voice. Never suspects a thing. Still thinks I'm the struggling, grateful brother-in-law who needs her help. The baby monitor. I suddenly realized why I could hear them so clearly. We'd bought it 6 months ago when we'd started trying for children, installing the receiver in the kitchen so I could hear if there were any issues while I was cooking. The base unit was in the living room, where they were sitting, planning my murder. Technology meant to protect future children was instead revealing a plot to ensure I'd never have them. I stood frozen in my own kitchen, listening to the two most important men in my life dissect my value like a business transaction. Mason mentioned my recent doctor's appointments. I'd been having some minor health issues, stress-related, my physician had said. Nothing serious, but they'd been planning to use even that against me, perhaps claiming I'd been disoriented or careless. Every gesture of love, every moment of trust, every financial decision I'd made to help Samuel, it had all been manipulation. They'd been grooming me for murder, but as I listened to their detailed planning, something unexpected happened. The shock began to crystallize into something harder, colder. I'm a successful businesswoman, someone who's built a multi-million-dollar real estate empire from nothing. I didn't get here by being passive or helpless. And I certainly didn't survive the cutthroat world of property development by letting people take advantage of me. If Mason and Samuel thought they were hunting a helpless victim, they were about to learn how wrong they were. I slipped out of the house the same way I'd entered, my mind already racing with possibilities. They wanted Jessica Williams dead. Fine, she could disappear. But what they'd created in her place would be something much more dangerous. By dawn, I was gone, leaving behind only questions and a mystery that would soon become their worst nightmare. Because sometimes the best way to win a game is to stop playing by the rules your opponents expect. The first 24 hours after my disappearance were the most critical. While Mason and Samuel were probably just realizing something was wrong, I was already 3 moves ahead, systematically dismantling the life that Jessica Williams had built, while creating something entirely new. I'd driven through the night, my hands steady on the wheel despite the adrenaline coursing through my veins. The rental car, paid for with cash from an emergency fund Mason didn't know existed, carried me north on Interstate 5, while my phone, deliberately left behind on my nightstand, would show my last location as our bedroom. Let them wonder. If I'd been taken, if I'd run, or if something worse had happened. The beauty of being a real estate developer is that you understand the value of preparation and contingency planning. 3 years ago, when I'd first started working on major projects, I'd opened a separate business account under my maiden name, Jessica Chen. Nothing illegal, Just a precaution in case I ever needed to handle transactions without Mason's involvement. The account had grown quietly, fed by small percentages from each successful project. Now, that forgotten account contained nearly $200,000. Money that didn't exist in Mason's world. Money that would fund my new life and, eventually, their destruction. By Tuesday morning, I was checking into a modest hotel in Portland under my maiden name, paying cash for a week's stay. The desk clerk, a tired-looking woman named Nikita, barely glanced at my identification. To her, I was just another business traveler. She had no idea she was helping a dead woman disappear. I spent the first day in that hotel room, methodically, planning. Preparing and narrating this story took us a lot of time, so if you are enjoying it, subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Now back to the story. Mason would wake up expecting to find me gone for my morning run, a routine I'd maintained for 5 years. When I didn't return by 9 a.m., he'd start calling. By noon, he'd be genuinely worried. By evening, he'd involve the police. But here's what Mason didn't know about his devoted wife. I'd been documenting everything for years. Not because I suspected him. My trust had been complete and devastating. But because successful business requires meticulous records. Every financial transaction, every business decision, every loan I'd made to Samuel was documented, backed up, and stored in multiple locations, including the $50,000 I'd lent Samuel. The loan he thought was a casual family favor was actually a formal business transaction, complete with contracts, payment schedules, and penalty clauses. I'd insisted on the paperwork, telling him it was just good business practice. He'd signed everything, probably thinking his sister-in-law was being unnecessarily formal. That contract would become very important soon. From my hotel room, I began making calls. Not to Mason. He thought I was missing, possibly kidnapped or worse. Instead, I called Gerald Martinez, my business attorney, and one of the few people who knew about my separate accounts and backup documentation systems. Jessica? His voice was surprised when he answered. I thought you were missing. Mason called this morning, said the police were looking for you. I need to see you, I said simply. Today. And Gerald? This conversation never happened. Gerald had been my lawyer for 6 years, had helped me navigate complex real estate deals worth tens of millions of dollars. He was also a man who understood that sometimes business gets complicated, and that the best lawyers are the ones who ask the right questions rather than too many questions. We met at his office at 6 p.m. after his regular staff had gone home. I'd driven back to Sacramento, carefully avoiding the neighborhoods where Mason or Samuel might see me. The risk was calculated. I needed Gerald's help, and some things required face-to-face conversation. They think you're dead, Gerald said, bluntly as I sat across from his mahogany desk. Mason's beside himself. Samuel's been helping coordinate search efforts. I'm sure they are, I thought. Nothing like a grieving husband and brother-in-law to deflect suspicion. I need you to help me access some accounts, I told him. And I need to understand exactly what my disappearance means legally. Gerald leaned, back in his chair, studying me with the sharp eyes that had made him one of Sacramento's most successful attorneys. Jessica, if you're alive and deliberately hiding, there are implications. Insurance fraud, if someone tries to claim you're dead. Abandonment issues if Mason tries to claim desertion. What if I had evidence that my life was in danger? That my disappearance was necessary for my safety? His expression shifted. That changes everything. Self-preservation isn't abandonment. And if you can prove threat or conspiracy. He paused. What kind of evidence are we talking about? I pulled out a small digital recorder, one I'd purchased that morning with cash. The kind that puts people in prison. For the next 2 hours, I played Gerald selected portions of what I'd recorded through the baby monitor. I'd been smart enough to use my phone to record their conversation, creating a digital backup before I'd fled. His face grew increasingly grim as he listened to Mason and Samuel casually discussing my murder. "This is conspiracy to commit murder," he said quietly. "Jessica, you need to go to the police immediately." "No." My voice was firm. "The police will arrest them, they'll get lawyers, and maybe they'll plea bargain their way to reduced sentences. Maybe the evidence gets challenged. Maybe they claim it was just dark humor or fantasy. Then what do you want?" I looked out Gerald's office window at the Sacramento skyline, the city where I'd built my business empire, where I'd thought I'd found love and family. "I want them to destroy themselves. I want them to reveal exactly who they are, in a way that leaves no room for doubt or legal maneuvering. That's dangerous, Jessica. If they realize you're alive and know about their plan, then they'll have to decide whether to run or double down. Either way, they lose." Gerald was quiet for a long moment. Finally, he spoke. "What do you need? From me? Patience, legal cover, and help accessing funds they don't know exist." As I left his office that night, I felt the last pieces of my old life falling away. Jessica Williams, the trusting wife, was truly dead now. What remained was someone harder, smarter, and infinitely more dangerous. Mason and Samuel wanted to kill me for money. Instead, I was going to let them destroy themselves trying. What Mason and Samuel didn't understand about me, what perhaps no one truly understood, was that my success in real estate hadn't come from luck or charm. It had come from an almost obsessive ability to research, analyze, and anticipate every possible scenario before making a move. In business, this had made me millions. Now it would make me untouchable. Returning to my Portland hotel that night, I spread everything across the small desk. Financial records, contracts, phone logs, and my laptop loaded with 8 years of meticulously organized digital files. Most wives might know their husband's favorite coffee order or his mother's birthday. I knew Mason's social security number, his credit score, every bank account, every investment, and every debt he'd accumulated. Since we'd been together, the picture that emerged as I worked through the night was devastating. Mason wasn't just planning to kill me for insurance money. He was drowning financially, and had been for over a year. Those successful cases he'd been celebrating at his law firm, most had been settled for far less than he'd claimed. The expensive dinners, the new car, the designer suits, all of it had been financed through credit cards and loans I knew nothing about. But the real revelation came when I accessed our joint business accounts, the ones tied to my real estate.
Thought you were gone. Okay, you can keep listening.
Developments. Over the past 6 months, Mason had been making small withdrawals, each just under the threshold that would trigger automatic notifications to me. 5,000 here, 8,000 there. Individually.
Let me say this because I'm going to forget. Whoever you are, I see you here every day, and I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. You don't ever talk, though. That's why I don't talk back, because I'm that way. I like to sometimes sit and listen and just be, and hopefully you feel that I have a good soul and that you kind of get something from it, because that's what I do. I sit and listen to things a lot. I've learned now at this age to listen more and talk less. Before I used to talk a lot. I still can talk a lot if you know me. But if I don't know you, I don't. Okay? So I will talk to you later. Bye. You left?